Everyone tells you to be independent. Don't rely on anyone. Handle your own problems. Make your own money. Build your own life. And on the surface, that sounds powerful. It sounds mature. It sounds responsible. It sounds like the kind of mindset that should make you successful. But for a lot of people, that exact mindset is quietly keeping them poor. Because independence can help you survive. But wealth usually requires something very different. It requires leverage. It requires support. It requires systems. And most importantly, it usually requires other people. That's the part almost nobody talks about. A lot of people are proud of doing everything themselves. They don't ask for help. They don't delegate. They don't collaborate. They don't use their network. They don't want to owe anyone anything. They call it independence. But a lot of the time, it's actually fear. Fear of trusting people, fear of looking weak, fear of losing control, fear of being disappointed, fear of needing someone. So they keep everything on their own shoulders. And for a while, that can feel noble. You become the reliable one, the capable one, the self-sufficient one. You figure everything out alone. You solve every problem yourself. You wear it like a badge of honor. But there's a hidden cost. When you do everything yourself, you also become the bottleneck for everything. Your income depends on your time. Your progress depends on your energy. Your business depends on your attention. Your opportunities depend on what you personally can handle. And that means your growth has a ceiling. Because there are only so many hours in a day. This is why so many hardworking people stay stuck. They're not lazy. They're not unmotivated. They're not untalented. They're just trapped in a one-person system. And one-person systems almost always grow slowly. Think about it. If you have to do the work, manage the money, answer the emails, make the decisions, fix the mistakes, learn every skill, and carry all the stress, then your life might look independent. But financially, you're still just selling your time in a different outfit. That's not leverage. That's just labor with better branding. And labor alone rarely creates real wealth. Real wealth usually grows when results stop depending only on your direct effort. That can mean hiring help. That can mean partnering with people. That can mean building a business that runs without you doing every tiny task. That can mean investing in assets instead of only relying on your own output. That can mean learning to let other people contribute to your growth. And that's hard for independent people, because independent people often trust themselves more than they trust systems. They'd rather struggle alone than risk being let down. But here's the truth. Doing everything alone doesn't make you stronger forever. At some point, it just makes you slower. The person who learns to use support often moves faster. The person who learns to collaborate often sees bigger opportunities. The person who learns to delegate often protects their energy for higher value work. And the person who learns to build systems eventually stops being trapped by their own schedule. That's when money starts behaving differently, because now you're no longer asking, how can I work harder? Now you're asking, how can this work without me? That single shift changes everything. Poor people often build lives that require them to be present for every dollar. Wealthy people try to build structures where value keeps moving even when they step away. That doesn't mean they do nothing. It means they stop trying to be the only engine. And that's what a lot of independent people never realize. They're not stuck because they're weak. They're stuck because they're trying to win a multiplayer game alone. If this is hitting a little too hard, good. Because this mindset hides behind words that sound admirable, independent, reliable, self made, low maintenance, strong. But sometimes those words are just prettier names for overloaded, undersupported, time poor, control obsessed, and financially capped. If you want to build wealth, stop asking how to do more by yourself. Start asking what can be delegated, what can be automated, what can be repeated without me, who already knows what I'm trying to learn, who can help me move faster, what system can keep producing even when I stop. That's the shift. Not from lazy to hardworking, but from isolated to leveraged. And that shift is where a lot of real financial growth begins. So, no, being independent is not always a strength. Sometimes it's the exact habit keeping you small. Because the goal is not to prove you can carry everything alone. The goal is to stop needing to. And once you understand that, you stop building a life where every dollar has your fingerprints on it, and you start building one where money can move, even when you don't. If you want to escape the trap most people never notice, subscribe. Because on this channel, we talk about the money habits that look smart, but quietly keep people broke.